2024 is looking to bring us several new and exciting games. We put together a top 10 list of survival games that we can't wait to get our hands on. Without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Starting off our list at number 10 is Voyager of Nera. This one takes place in the beautiful realm of Nera, a place of endless beauty, magic, and wonder, but one in dire need of protection. The oceans teem with chaos and corruption threatens the very fabric of the islands and villages. And only you, as a Runeborn, can restore the delicate balance. As a Runeborn, you'll be tasked with traversing to distant islands in order to take on various challenges such as leviathans, ancient ruins, and even protect the villages from impending peril. After you've bonded with the island spirit, that island will enter a peaceful state, thus bringing about a calm to the once turbulent ocean that surrounds it. This will allow you to begin building up a thriving community. The game allows for up to 16-player co-op and is meant to be an adventure best shared together, with it placing a heavy emphasis on collaborative gameplay. If you want to shape the destiny of Nera and its inhabitants, you'll be able to set sail into early access on PC later this year. Coming in at number 9, we've got Pacific Drive. This one is one of the more unique games that we have on the list. It's a roguelike driving survival, which actually looks pretty cool. The game takes place in what's known as the Olympic Exclusion Zone of the Pacific Northwest. You have to traverse the world on foot or in your customizable station wagon, utilizing your garage as a base of operations. You'll be able to repair your vehicle on the go with simple fixes like swapping tires or using a blowtorch, while the more complex repairs are handled in the garage. You'll need to collect energy cores and unlock gateways in order to progress through levels, but doing so will also trigger enemy attacks and a destructive storm. Along the way, you'll acquire crafting recipes and blueprints that'll help prepare you for your next run. It's a pretty interesting atmosphere they've created, as the world is in some sort of apocalypse, and all you've got is a station wagon that looks like it's straight up out of a Ghostbusters movie. If you're interested in taking this one out for a spin, it's set to release on PS5 and PC February 22nd. Next at number 8, we've got Once Human. This one is a survival looter-shooter MMO taking place in a post-apocalyptic future. The world is completely open and filled with various enemies, world bosses, dynamic events, and strongholds. In the open world, you'll be able to set up your own base just about anywhere you can see, with a few exceptions. In order to upgrade your base, you'll need to spend some skill points. There's a total of 5 different archetypes for you to invest in. Territory construction, which is simply base building. Facilities for workbenches to craft armor and weapons. Tactile supplies for crafting ammo and explosives. Fortification for building base defenses. And finally, there's logistics for cooking and purifying water. Also, you'll have a campsite available that you can place as a respawn point. This way, if you're about to take on a challenging boss, simply put down a campsite nearby and you won't have to respawn all the way back at your base. Outside of the base building, the game also allows you to craft weapons and armor, but to do so, you'll need blueprints. These can be earned through missions and strongholds. Another thing you'll need in order to craft is energy, as unfortunately the game does have an energy system in place for time gating. Energy is also used for a few other various things, such as fast travel. And so far, the only way we found to earn energy back is through exploring or completing tasks. Another place you'll be investing skill points into is your character enhancements. These will grant you buffs such as dealing more damage or reloading faster. Finally, for those looking to PvP, this will take place in clearly marked zones, or there's going to be special servers for those people who want to PvP everywhere. Despite our concerns about the energy system and uncertain monetization, this game is looking very promising, and if you're interested in taking on the apocalypse, it's set to release on PC in mid to late 2024. Then at number 7, we've got S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, Heart of Chornobyl. If you've been looking for a new shooter horror game, well, you might be in luck, as we may finally be getting S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2. The game is set to take place on the desolate landscape of the Chornobyl exclusion zone after the events of a catastrophic explosion. You take on the role of a lone stalker as you explore an open world spanning 64 square kilometers. The story mode has branching paths that will revolve around the choices you make during each journey. While exploring, you'll encounter various forms of mutated creatures, each with their own unique behaviors, as well as rival factions scheming with their own agendas. But you should find yourself well equipped to deal with all of these threats, as the game features over 30 types of weapons and countless modifications. And if that's not enough, the game is also set to have a mod support to offer you endless possibilities. If you're looking to explore this mutated apocalypse, it's expected to release on Xbox and PC September 5th. Coming in at number 6, we've got PalWorld. The game that has been dubbed as Pokemon with guns really doesn't need much of an introduction at this point. But if for some reason or other you haven't heard of it or seen anything about it, this one is an open world survival taking place on Palapagos Island. In order to survive and thrive in this world, you'll need to take on monsters known as PALs. Once a PAL has received enough damage, you'll use PAL spheres to capture them. Currently, there's over 100 PALs in the PAL deck, each with their own special skills to help you in your journey. Some of which include crafting, scavenging, cooking, supporting you in battle, and mounts for traversal, just to name a few. There's also a faction on the island with PAL trainers you'll be able to face off against, as well as PAL breeding to create the perfect PAL. Like we said before, the game draws a lot of similarities to Pokemon, and though there are a lot of these similarities, there's just as many differences as the game still focuses heavily on the survival aspect, making it more similar to a game like Ark, if you really want to draw comparisons. If you're interested in catching your first PAL, you can head on over to Steam right now and pick it up for a list price of $29.99, or download it for free with Xbox Game Pass. Getting into the top half of the list, at number 5, we've got Under a Rock. In this open-world survival game, you'll be playing as a 19th century explorer who's been stranded on a hidden world. Your mission is now to search for clues of what happened to the previous expedition and lift the curse to escape while collecting as many artifacts, treasures, and native wildlife as you can before returning. The world itself is procedurally generated, which they state will offer a unique experience with every playthrough. As for the mechanics of the game, it comes with all the survival staples you'd expect, such as crafting tools, constructing shelters, harvesting resources, and fending off dangers. The shelters you create are said to be limitless on how much you can expand them and the amount of items that can be placed inside. As for the wildlife on the planet, you'll be able to fight, tame, or breed the various creatures you come across in the world, which can come in handy for various things, such as getting around quickly from A to B. When it comes to skills in the game, the more you use them, the more experience you receive, and you'll gain ability points you can spend. For example, crafting grants you crafting XP, and jumping grants you jumping experience. As for one of the big ticket items, water and food, unlike most survival games, you don't have to eat or drink, but doing so will grant you buffs. And when it comes to the food you make, also unlike most games, it's not going to expire. That is one we're so happy to hear, as I hate having to create more food just because it expired in my inventory. That's about all we know at this time, though we do expect there will be a lot more, and it's one we'll be watching closely. The game looks like it'll be a fun time, and we hope it'll live up to our expectations. If you're interested in making friends with a dodo, this one will be releasing to all major platforms other than the Switch later this year. Up next at number 4, we've got Enshrouded. This game is a survival action RPG taking place in the treacherous landscapes of Embervale. One of the really nice features about this game's world that really separates it from most is that it's completely voxel-based, meaning you can destroy, dig, build, and manipulate the whole world to your heart's content. On the note of base building, this game offers one of the most creative ones we've seen. You can build your base however and wherever you want, including digging a hole in the ground to make your very own Batcave. Also, as you progress through the game, you'll be able to acquire NPCs who will work for you at your base, offering you some nice benefits. The world is vast, and you'll have a few options of traversal, such as a glider and a grappling hook. While out exploring, you'll notice areas covered in fog, which is known as the Shroud. While inside the Shroud, you'll have limited amount of time you can survive, though once you complete the objective tied to that Shroud, like killing the boss, the Shroud will lift, and now you'll be able to explore that zone freely. The combat system consists of magic melee and ranged weapons, similar to that of Valheim. If you want to team up with your friends, the game offers up to 16-player co-op. The only issue is going to be teamwork if your friends are anything like mine. If you want to get your hands on this one, you can head over to Steam and pick it up in early access for $29.99. Down at number 3, we've got The Alters. This one's a survival game from 11-Bit Studios, the same team behind Frostpunk and The Invincible. In this one, you take on the role of Jan Dolsky, a miner on a hostile planet where the sun's radiation spells doom. Your mission? Keep that wheel-shaped base rolling and stay out of the sun's lethal reach. But survival isn't just about steering clear of danger. It's about exploration and resource gathering. You'll need materials to maintain and expand your base, ensuring your survival. The base building system is similar to other titles such as Fallout Shelter and XCOM. You'll attach new rooms and advance in technology, all while maintaining your crew's well-being. In order to achieve your goals, it's going to require more than just one version of yourself. You'll need to create altars with different life paths and skill sets. They offer solutions and insights crucial to your survival. But be careful, as each altar has their own emotions and needs. Neglect them and they may act rashly, leading to unforeseen consequences. One thing 11-bit games have been known for is forcing you to make tough decisions that will impact the overall outcome of the story. With a maximum limit on altars, make sure you choose wisely, or you may not be able to escape before the sun rises and obliterates your crew. If you're interested in making clones to survive the impending doom of the sun, this one is set to release on all major platforms other than Switch later this year. Coming in at number 2, we've got Nightingale. This is one we're genuinely excited to get our hands on. It's an open-world survival/adventure game where you and your friends can venture forth through portals to other realms. The game takes place in an alternate reality with a gaslamp fantasy theme to it, which just so happens to be my second favorite genre. The premise revolves around the city of Nightingale, a hub of magical studies and intrigue, shaped by the invention of the Fae in the 1500s. Players embark on a journey as realm walkers, navigating a world touched by magic and suspended animation known as the Pale. The main core of the game revolves around gathering supplies, base building, fighting treacherous monsters, and acquiring realm cards that open up new dimensions via the portals. The game offers players the freedom to shape their journey and discover the mysteries of its fantastical setting. If you're looking to explore the Fae realm, you can do so on PC February 22nd. Finishing off the list at number 1 is Light No Fire. The creators behind No Man's Sky are back at it again with a survival game that was unveiled during the Game Awards, along with the statement that this is the first real open world game. Kind of an interesting statement to make with all the open world games we have. But what they're getting at is that the world is completely open and procedurally generated with no boundaries, meaning that it should potentially go on forever. Some of the features they discussed were the various amounts of biomes similar to everything we know on Earth, and the mountains feeling as tall as they are in the real world, where from the top you can gaze out and see rivers and canyons and the ocean. The game aims to have you explore every mountain and cavern as you uncover the lore behind this fantasy world. You'll also be able to join up with other players and build communities that tame wild creatures such as dragons, which you can ride through the air. It's impressive by what we've seen, though I feel we still know very little about what all there will be, and I can't wait to learn more. If you're looking to explore this infinite Earth, it's currently slated to release on PC later this year. That's going to wrap things up for this list. Let us know which survival game you're looking forward to the most in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, you can let us know by hitting that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you're doing so. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Say that it feels right.